This week, we're diving back into Footprints in the Snow, Part 1, the first part of Season 0, Chapter 6, where Val begins to train Evan. But in the process, he has to face feelings, fears, and faces dredged up from his distant past. Now, I've worked with my audio artist Zoran to infuse this chapter with more magic, more wonder, and more incredible artistry. And along the way, we're taking a look back at the Seventh Valkyrie journey as we make our way towards Season 3. Welcome to the Seventh Valkyrie Listen Along. Let's rock and roll. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Seventh Valkyrie Listen Along. I am your host, Colin Sharp, creator and current voice of the Seventh Valkyrie. And if you're a new listener coming through the series for the first time, please, welcome. Glad to have you. And if you're one of our grizzled heroes of Vetera, it's great to have you back. Today's episode, as I mentioned before, is Season 0, Chapter 6, Part 1, Footprints in the Snow. And spoiler warning, not too much to spoil just yet, but if you're looking for a fresh, completely clean experience, hold off, listen to the other episodes first. And let's get into this one. And that brings us to our first segment of the day, which is inside the episode, where we talk about sort of the play-by-play, how things are going. And let's get into this one. So this chapter starts with Val having some trouble sleeping. And this encounter, or rather lack of encounter, in the woods after meeting Evan and his family have sort of put him on edge. So the scratching branch against the wooden roof in the woods all night doesn't help. But again, there is no encounter here, which is making Val wonder if he's just imagining things. And so the morning comes, bringing layers of snow that Val runs through to get to Evan. And then through the lessons that he starts to teach this younger boy, we see the level of detail, thought, and craftsmanship that Val puts into all of his hunting efforts, as well as the degree to which he trains his body and physical capabilities. But we also get to see a gentle moment here between Evan and Val, with Val giving Evan the permission to finally grieve, as this young man in his teens has kind of been forced to grow up way too fast. And that emotional underpinning of this chapter is something I'm going to dive into in our next segment, which is outside the episode. This talks more about director's commentary, kind of production notes, getting a little bit more behind the scenes rather than just going over what's inside the plot points. And again, actually, before we get to some of the emotional beats, I want to shout out to some of the incredible audio artistry on display here. The branch on the roof at the beginning did everything I wanted from it, everything I dreamed about. It put questions in my head. It put me into the place of Val, and you can really detect that this woodsman badass is sort of on edge. I think the addition of the sound effects, of the snow, of the breeze through the trees, Nora and the hounds, it just really brilliantly done. So I got to shout out Big Z. And it gives us such a wonderful tapestry of the world to kind of weave the story against. When I was writing and finishing off this season, it wasn't long after I had actually worked under Brené Brown at her research and education group. And one thing that had struck me from her readings, apart from all of it, give her a read, was the degree to which top-level military institutions engaged with concepts like trauma and grief and feelings. And that isn't everyone, and we have right now in our world today a massive cultural challenge of dehumanizing soldiers to deal with the atrocities of war. But I wanted, in this story that I'm telling through Val, to give a person in the business of killing an opportunity to have a gentler, more emotionally intelligent side. That there are a lot of gruff, badass hunter characters, who would have not told Evan it's okay to cry. And not a lot that would have been self-aware enough to identify they were being anxious. And this won't be the first time Val surprises you, I hope. But to get to more of his story, we'll have to dive into the next episode. And unfortunately, that is all we have today. Now, if you're listening along and you're itching to get ahead, you are not alone. There are a couple ways you can do that. You can listen to the episodes as they were released originally, right now, today, for free. Or you can wait as we revamp them week by week and listen along with us as we are doing the listen along. See how that works? Also, if you would like to get ahead and you would like to experience the full magic of the series, you can join us on Patreon as a hero of Etera and get exclusive access to the Season 0 and Season 1 reimagining and listen along week before, not just weeks, hoping to get up to months before they hit the public. The choice is yours. We're just glad to have you along for the ride as we journey on towards Season 3. Great to have you. See you next week.